Welcome back. You did it. You bought the car. Now you got to pay the price, the real price of ownership. It isn't how much you actually paid for the car, but it's how much actually work you're going to put into the car to save these JDM classic cars. Because guess what? They're only getting older and the parts are only getting harder to find. There's either two options here. You're going to do all the work or you're going to pay somebody to do all the work. That's even going to be more expensive. It's not practical, but you love it and you did it anyways. So let's get into it. People are always asking, especially if they're new to a kind of car, they're like, what type of oil should I be using? Choosing the right weight depends on how you're going to be using the car, the climate, and how modified the engine is. Engine stock kind of builds, mild mods, a 530 or 1030 fully synthetic are gonna be a safe factory choice. Now, if you're in hotter climates like I'm in here in Florida, we're gonna go something a little bit more protection for warmer areas, and that's gonna be a 1040 oil. This is gonna be a little bit more hotter climate, and they're gonna be a little bit more spirited driving. Now, that brings me right to track time. So if you're gonna be tracking this car, drifting it, like pushing it to its limits, go ahead and do yourself a favor. Hit it with the 1050 or even 1550 motor oil. Now today we're gonna be using Mobil 1. They're not sponsored. That's just the one I'm using because I can get it over at Walmart pretty easily. It's in the weight range that we want, fully synthetic, and was actually like 25 bucks, so that's a good deal. So here's a look at, we're gonna be using an ISR oil filter before. Now I've never used one of these, but I do have a handful of them, and we use a lot of ISR parts. So we'll be checking this one out today. Maintenance items while you're under here, the real cost, and fuel filter over there. Watch my other video that talks about the top 10 parts that you need for a 240SX. It's gonna cover all that stuff. This mid-lift rise is pretty nice. It's got automatic locking here where it just sits down on this. Bolts to the floor, we move this out of the way. These are quick disconnect hoses. We just hook them up to the ceiling and have them out of the way. Even though jacks and a jack stand would work just fine, and usually that's what I use because setting this thing up can be a pain. We're just gonna give it a shake here. Make sure it's not gonna fall off the lift. Well, I'll take a peek if you guys are kind of curious to how this works. And we've got it right here on the frame rails, all the way back, both sides. And then that's kind of a look. And we've got the ISR oil pan on this, and this was the oversized oil pan. It's got some baffles underneath it. You take a look here, it's a little bit different than your standard SR oil pan. It's got baffling inside to help the oil from sloshing around, like if you're drifting or tracking the car. Helps it from going over to one side, and then gives you some extra protection. But you can see this car was in need of an oil change. That stuff is darker than I thought it would be. The true cost of 240SX ownership is the maintenance that you're going to be doing and the work you're going to be putting into this car to keep these JDM legends alive. So we're going to go ahead and throw a crush washer on our drain plug just to make sure, so we don't want any leaks there. So we'll grab our 14mm wrench. You're going to have to know how to do this service at the bare minimum, unless you've got a shop that you like to take your 30-year-old car to and have them work on it. I think most of the time. You guys let me know in the comments below. Do you do your own oil changes on your 240, or do you got a place to take it to? What's the consensus on everybody out there? I mean, these are basically like the project car right here. All right, there we go. Got our oil pan tightened up. Wipe off this drip. This has got a little spot for a oil temperature sensor, little bung already welded in, which is kind of cool. You can see on this car we've got aftermarket sway bar, aftermarket caster arm, Nismo front brace. We're rocking the Greddy front mount intercooler. And we've got our clamp style hose clamps here, the bolt style. Just because I hate intercooler piping coming undone here. And then this is a S15 front end on this car with the S15 front radiator core support as well. I've chopped up this car and put it back together a few times. So if your car is pretty low, like my car is pretty low, and sometimes I have a hard time getting the jack underneath of it to lift it up safely, I highly suggest I use these right here, even to get it up onto the lift here. These little low rise ramps for the front, at least pop it up enough. Check it out here. Pop it up enough so you can get up underneath of it. And it makes jacking it up. Now that's if your car is pretty low. I call those low life ramps. And these ones are just from GK Tech. You can get them at different places. I have a lot of suspension from there, so I just ordered them up one time. And it really works. Helps me get underneath the car, especially I've got these little polyurethane side skirts on here too. All right, for anybody that doesn't know, or new to 240s possibly, your oil filter is right down here, and it can be a pain, but this one doesn't seem like it's going to be too bad. Oil filter I have on this car. This is a Nissan oil filter. So this is a genuine Nissan oil filter here, made by Mail. That's who makes these oil filters. These SR filters go in on the side here, so we might as well just dump out any oil that may spill. And we might as well write the date on it. It is 9/25. Wow, that's crazy. Spin it on that easy here, and it's got some oil in it, so when we go to start it, it won't be a dry filter. Booyah. Keep it alive, you know, for another 10 years. Keeping up on this maintenance stuff. Little stuff like this, like you might not think it's a big deal, but this is going to make the difference on keeping it alive and then keeping it out of the junkyard for another 10 years. Check it out. It looks like it's idling a lot better since we fixed this. All right, boys. No leaks. This thing is running awesome. We fixed our leaks over here. This seems to look like it's holding very well. We've adjusted our hose clamps here. I still owe this car an air filter before we can really do anything with it. But look how smooth this thing is idling now. Way better than when it first started. We've got some new gas in there. We went ahead and replaced a couple of the grounding wires here. I can talk about that more in another video. But we replaced some more grounds. We replaced the fuel filters so far. We've got a lot more to do. This car might look like it's done, but the true cost of 240SX ownership, it's never done. Definitely can smell it burning off all the dust and dirt because it's the first time we like warmed it up, but it seems to be running much better now. Getting the blow off chirp. We'll pull up here, take a look at some stuff. Need to keep flushing this thing out, change some more fluids, make sure everything's how it's supposed to be after we're pulling a car out that's been sitting for a long time. That's it for this one, but don't worry, we're going to keep this 240 project rolling. If you want to see more, check out right over here. And if you want to subscribe so you don't miss out, check out right here. And this video over here is my favorite, so don't miss out. I'll see you over there.